Welcome back to Agent Confidential, College Football Playoff Quarterfinal Edition. I'm your host, Faux Jimmy Sexton, coming to you from 30A, where the oysters are cold, the beer is colder, and the mood is a lot brighter than it is in Tuscaloosa right now. The four quarterfinal playoff games were decisive, dramatic, and produced more storylines than Lane Kiffin has explanations. Let's get to it. Number 1, Ole Miss versus Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Resume math beats reputation every single time. Georgia came in favored. Experienced, rest, and Kirby Smart trying to be the heir apparent to Sabes. We'll see how that works out. Ole Miss came in without Lane Kiffin, who had already RUNNOFT to LSU, leaving Pete Golding firmly at the helm for the second straight playoff game. And here's what happened. Ole Miss was calm, disciplined, and prepared. They executed, and they won on a walk-off field goal. That gives Pete Golding 2 playoff wins. Lane Kiffin has 0. Golding didn't just hold the team together, he brought them closer. Teams that experience trauma, and let's face it, Lane Kiffin's photo is next to trauma in the dictionary, often form an us against the world bond. In this case, it was us against the former coach. Let's be honest. Lane recruited the players. Pete won the games. And give credit where it's due. The 6 assistants headed to LSU stayed, they prepared, they executed, they helped Ole Miss beat Georgia. Yet, the drama isn't over. Within 12 hours of the Sugar Bowl win, multiple Ole Miss staffers were already in the LSU football offices. And word is, Kiffy isn't thrilled that they aren't fully on board yet, especially with portal season underway. And one last note, Lane didn't even show up at the Sugar Bowl. Instead, he appeared courtside at LSU's women's basketball game with Kim Mulkey in a cringe-worthy entrance that was roughly 4 steps beyond awkward. What does this mean? The Ole Miss, LSU, Kiffin, Golding drama continues. But credit to Pete Golding. No drama, no leaks, no chaos. Just leadership. A big dip of skull and being a ball coach. Color Jimmy impressed. There isn't a soul left in Oxford who would take Lane Kiffin back. And we've heard that before at Oakland, Tennessee, Alabama, and now Ole Miss. Do we sense a pattern? Congratulations to Ole Miss and Coach Golding for making chicken salad out of, well, you know. Number 2, Indiana versus Alabama. This was not an upset. This was dominance. Kirk Cignetti's Hoosiers weren't just good, they were better. Better prepared, better coached, better in all 3 phases. And one pregame quote told you everything. When asked about the Alabama mystique, Cignetti replied, "You, the press, know more about that than our team does. All they know is what they see on tape." This told you exactly how this would go. Indiana didn't care about banners, rings, or history. They cared about matchups. And it showed from the opening kickoff. Indiana believes in itself. They play connected football. And defensively, they put offenses in a blender, then frappe them into little bitty pieces. To quote Seinfeld, Indiana is real, and they are spectacular. Number 3, Miami versus Ohio State. Miami has arrived. Jimmy needs to come clean. When I heard Mario Cristobal before the A&M game, I almost changed my pick. Miami was focused, disciplined, and dangerous. Nick Saban said it himself. With their talent, they could cause serious problems. I still picked Ohio State. That was a mistake. Miami lined up and punched Ohio State in the mouth, winning 24-14 in a game that really wasn't that close. Miami was more physical, more motivated, better coached. That is a very good football team with talent and a chip on their shoulder. Number 4, Oregon versus Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. The Ducks looked just as comfortable in saltwater as freshwater. Texas Tech came out firing, but for the good people of Lubbock, those pistols were loaded with blanks. Oregon was physical, intimidating, and in complete control. Dan Lanning had his Ducks prepared in all 3 phases. They left South Beach with a shutout. Impressive, to say the least. That's your college football playoff quarterfinal wrap-up. Stay tuned for Whiners and Losers, where Jimmy will give you the latest playoff updates and, of course, the ongoing Kiffin drama. Cecile, get Elon on the horn and tell him if he ever wants to see the Tiki Bar on Buyout Island again, he'll get us out of Twitter service Hades. You'd think a man who can land rockets could flip a switch. For Agent Confidential, I'm your host, the all-knowing, all-seeing Faux Jimmy Sexton.